Hey guys, so this is it. This is finally my Chiron retrograde video that I've been talking about for a while, saying that it's coming. I'm finally here doing it. So I wanted to talk about it at the time of this new moon that's coming up tomorrow, because I feel like it's a good time to combine like the energy of this Chiron retrograde, which I'll get into and I'll explain in just a minute, combined with like the super manifesting powers of this new moon tomorrow and Mercury direct tomorrow. I felt like this was a good time to talk about Chiron retrograde, because we have so much support tomorrow with Mercury going direct and with this super black new moon. So like it being the second new moon of the month and it being a super moon and it being Mercury going direct. This is all like very, very helpful, positive, forward moving energy. And so I wanted to combine that with this Chiron retrograde video because Chiron is kind of heavy. Chiron is symbolized by the wounded healer. So that within us, which is wounded, and we seek to be able to help heal in others as well, but have difficulty healing in ourselves on our own. So it's typically something we need help with from someone in healing within ourselves. Obviously we can heal ourselves, but symbolically Chiron represents the wounded healer. And so it's the one thing within us that is like most painful. And so where Chiron is in your natal chart will give some insight into that. So what does Chiron retrograde mean, right? So just like so Chiron's not a planet, it's a comet. But it's very, very powerful. It's very, very powerful in our lives. Anything that has to do with healing is very, very powerful in our lives. So Chiron is represented by like half human, half horse. It's a centaur. See, he was a centaur in Greek mythology. And so, oh, so much to say. What order do I want to say it in? Where do I start? Okay, so just like any retrograde, Chiron retrograde is a time to go within and reflect on these things that are related to our own inner wounding, our own inner pain, that scary place that we have to go where we feel we need healing. And we're like constantly trying to heal, but then also feel like we can help others heal in that same area as well. So retrograde, again, is a time to go within and reflect on these things. So, and Chiron has a very, what's the word? It's not, okay, so it has a irregular orbit. So, so this particular retrograde phase is in the sign of Aries, and Chiron went retrograde on July 8th. I think I might have put the wrong date in there. I'll go back and fix it in the title. I think I might have put the 7th. We'll see. Anyway, it went retrograde July 8th, and it will be retrograde until December 12th. So this is a somewhat long retrograde phase. And Chiron is actually going to be in the sign of Aries for 7 years. It just went into the sign of Aries in February of this year and will be there for 7 years. So it doesn't always stay in each sign for that long. Sometimes it's in a sign for only 1 year. This is what I mean by it has like a very strange orbit. It's not the same. It's not very circular. Okay, so I have so much to say, and like, again, I'm trying to get it out as fast as I can and with clarity. So if you guys have questions, please put them in the comments or send me a message. And I would love to answer any questions that, if I say something that may be confusing or you want to know more about, please let me know. So, okay, so again, retrograde phases are an opportunity to go within and reflect on whatever planet the energies of the planet and the sign that it's in. So this is a time of going within to reflect on and embrace the healing of old wounds, right? Chiron is the wounded healer. So go within and reflect on where it is that you need healing in your life. And in Aries, in the sign of Aries, this is likely going to be related to wounds that are related to your father or a father figure or a male figure, men in your life, and also your own inner masculine energy. So whether you're a man or a woman, you have masculine energy. And so this is a time to reflect on where your masculine energy has been wounded and how that can be healed, right? So if you have a feminine core and you've worn a masculine mask to protect yourself, this is an area where that masculine energy may feel wounded, and there's some healing that is available there to happen. So this is a good time to be reflecting on that and connecting with that and embracing that. Okay, and again, so also reflecting on where there's an opportunity for healing in your life related to your father or other men in your life, or like father figures in your life. And then also any areas where there may be like a feeling of abandonment from your parents. So in the mythology, Chiron was like abandoned or like rejected by both of his parents. So this is a time to reflect on where you may feel rejected or abandoned by your parents, and where there's an opportunity for healing for you in that area. Let's see. Okay, so again, in Aries, in the sign of Aries, this also indicates that there is likely the opportunity for healing of wounds that may have been obtained during war. Aries is the god of war. So any wounds, like physical, emotional, mental wounds that may have occurred through battle or through war or through domestic violence or through fights or arguments with people, any of that aggressive type nature, any wounding that occurred in a situation like that is up for reflection right now. This is also a very, very big opportunity for reflection on healing wounds that are passed on to us through the generations. And this is my most exciting part about talking about this. This is really big because, so in the mythology, Chiron was immortal and was unable to heal his own wounds. And in order to be able to do that, he passed his wounds on to Prometheus, right? So this is like symbolically representing wounds passed on through generations. So he passed on his wounds to Prometheus in order to become mortal, right? He became human, and in becoming human, he was then able to heal his own wound. But it was also passed on, right? So this is a time to be reflecting on where we have received wounding through the generations and where we can stop that and not pass it on to the next generations. Like, where can we say it stops with me and we can heal it ourselves? And the big way to be doing this now, through like the information that we get through the mythology of Chiron, is to become human, to connect with our humanness, and to become vulnerable and connect with and reflect on our vulnerability and our humanness. And that is what's going to lead us to be able to heal our own wounds. That's kind of big, right? It's kind of scary, but it's totally possible and insanely magical. And this is why I wanted to be talking about it at the time of the new moon tomorrow, because it's a super moon, because it's the second new moon in the same month, because it has such super manifesting powers. This is an amazing time for us to manifest healing within ourselves and for previous generations and for future generations. Like, this is an amazing time, you guys. This is why I waited to talk about Chiron retrograde until now. So thank you for your patience, knowing that, you know, I've been saying this Chiron retrograde video is coming, but this is why. So healing our own wounds so that we don't pass them on, healing our own wounds that in turn heals it for previous generations as well. This is big. Okay, so some questions to be asking ourselves during this time, during this whole Chiron retrograde phase, which lasts until December 12th of this year. But especially like right now at the time of this super manifesting new moon phase and Mercury going direct tomorrow. So questions to be asking yourself, like, how have I gone through my life up until now, learning to adapt and work around my wounds rather than face them and heal them? Because this is part of the human condition. We have this wounding that we carry with us that we're not even always conscious of. And as we do that, we adapt our situations, we adapt to our situations, and we adapt our situations to us so that we don't have to face those wounds, so that we can carry on and get done whatever needs to get done while suppressing this wounding instead of healing it. So where in your life have you gone through things adapting to the situation or adapting the situation to you to work around your wounds and pain rather than face it and heal it? Okay, so another question. How could your life be different, or how would your life be different if you stopped adapting and started healing? How would your life be different if you stopped adapting and started healing? Now, I'm not saying that adapting is a bad thing. It's necessary for our survival, right? But when it's time for us to heal a certain thing, like, adapting is not like the method to use. Like, facing it and healing it is what's necessary in that time. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so this is a big time for us. So when we adapt to a situation, or we adapt the situation to us so that we don't have to face our pain, so that we don't have to face our wounding, so that we don't have to deal with it, we're in essence shelving it so that we can get other shit done and survive as a human, right? That's fair. That's part of the human condition. But at some point we have to heal these wounds, right? At some point we have to heal these things so that we can move forward and have the life that we want, create the life that we want, not pass this wounding on to the next generation, stop it where it is right now, heal it for previous generations, right? So while we're adapting, there's a tendency to become complacent, right? And to become comfortable, because when we're not feeling our pain or healing our pain, we're comfortable, right? Naturally, we're comfortable. And obviously we want to be comfortable, right? Until, like, holding on to this pain just is creating more pain and creating more pain and creating more pain. So, Chiron in Aries from February of this year until for 7 years is a time to be healing wounds related to the masculine energy. Chiron retrograde, which is July 8th until December 12th, is a time to really dive deep into and reflect on where it is that this healing can happen. So this means getting out of our comfort zones. This means stepping out of complacency and actually facing what may be going on or what has been going on. So one more question. What action could I take that would be out of my comfort zone, take me out of the state of complacency and comfort, but still be able for me to take, right? Still be doable in taking. And this is again why I wanted to be talking about this right before tomorrow's new moon, because we have so much support in manifesting. So this is like huge magical power and energy to be manifesting what we want to create. And if we want to create healing, which is what we're being asked to do, this is a perfect time to be doing it. And you probably have been feeling a lot of pain the past week for sure, but maybe even the past few weeks, maybe the past 50 years, you know, like pain happens, right? So it is able to be healed. And I love when we come together and we do it together and we help each other through it. So please share in the comments any questions that you have, or send me a message with them. Share if you feel comfortable sharing in the comments. If not, send me a personal message through Facebook, like what it is that you're working on healing, where you need support in helping through this healing process, what it is that you're wanting to manifest regarding your healing, and again, where you need support in that. Let me know. I would love to hear about it. This is a really, really, really big time for us. And I have faith. I have faith in all of us. So breathe, reflect, move forward, and heal, right? Easier said than done. Believe me, I know. That's why I'm saying reach out. Let me know what you're going through, where I can support you in that, where maybe I can recommend other support for you in that, where you can help support each other in that, where you can support yourself in that. And I will see you guys soon. Okay, love you guys.